Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm so glad you're here this Friday morning, wrapping up a great week, weather-wise and TV show-wise, and we're glad to be here today. Got a big show lined up. Got a special guest here in the studio. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and 77. It's going to be another beauty. It's going to be a high of 77, low of 54, and the water temperature is at 77. Just an excellent week we've had and going into a great weekend. So I shouldn't have to encourage you to get outdoors because the weather is just beckoning for you to get out there. Let's take a look at our tide chart. Let's take a look at our river readings first. I've got a tide chart on my mind because we're going to have such good tides tonight. But the river readings, the Apalachicola at Bluntstown, it's going to be dropping a little bit. The river is beautiful this time of year. Those leaves are falling along the riverbank and the leaves are floating down the river. And if you've been out there this time of year, you know exactly what we're talking about. So if you folks inland get a chance to get out, it's reading 5.2 this morning, and it's going on down to it's going to be dropping Saturday a little bit, just a slow drop on Apalachicola. Now the Choctawhatchee at Caryville is about to level out. It's been a fast drop. It's about to level out. It's at a 3.9 this morning, and it's going to be really good Saturday, around about 3 foot. So it's going to be both rivers just be beautiful. Take your camera along with your fishing pole, or if you're like me, a lot of times my wife just takes a minute pictures. She does enjoy the fishing. So take advantage of this beautiful fall weather there. Now the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery right here on 23rd Street. And their motto is "When caring counts." We get back into good tides. I was just telling our guests what we got an incoming tide. Folks, tonight's going to be an excellent night to go flounder gigging if you have a chance. It's going to be a dark moon. Going to have an incoming tide. Going to have a northeast wind about 5 to 10. It just don't get any better than that this time of year. And so the flounder are moving, and we'll talk more about that in our fishing report. Okay, marine forecast, like I just said, northeast at 5 to 10. So let's go ahead and take a look at our fishing game times on this segment here. Make sure we get it in. Sometimes we get behind and don't get it. This is brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. Give Mark a call at 832-6000. Our times this morning, 12:44 to 2:44. Then right after lunch at 1:08 to 3:08. So there's two good times right there. All right, we'll take our first break and be back with our guest. Welcome back, and welcome Brad Stevens.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing great. He walked in the door and said, "Christmas is here." Look at
it's only like 8 Fridays away or something like
that.
Maybe only 7. After break, we'll tell you how many Fridays till Christmas.
That's amazing.
Not that we want to start talking about Christmas yet.
Well, I'm just kidding, okay? But man, we were looking at all this stuff, and it's good. I know you sell this stuff and all, but we're not just trying to sell. We're just trying to inform you on what's fish, what they're biting, and what's making your trips better and all. And it's great to have you come in with all this stuff.
And we got a lot of new stuff down here. Remember, I told you I went to ICAST, 2 or 3 months ago, and I was like, yeah, I did this, and this, but it's not here yet. Well, not all of it's here, but a lion's share of it's here.
Good deal.
We'll just dive into it. This is the new Savage Gear crabs right here. They have the small peeler size, and that's not going to show up. Let's see about this color. There we go. This is their bigger shrimp. This is their 2-inch shrimp. The other one's their 1-inch shrimp. This one's going to be really good on the flats, believe it or not. Those redfish eat crabs, especially in the springtime, and probably right now, although all the crabs in the bay right now are massive. This bait, it will actually float. If we were to take this out of the package, no hook, no weight, throw it in the pool, it's going to float right on top of the water. Everybody goes, well, that's nice, but we're going to put it on the bottom or something. All the arms and the legs, so if you get a weighted hook where this thing sits upright, all of its legs and arms are up going like this, and he looks like it instantly goes into defense mode. So even if that fish isn't about to strike on him, as soon as he goes into defense mode, it's like that last piece of cake at that Christmas party. Here we are on Christmas again. And you see somebody get up and start going towards the dessert table, you're more apt to go get that last piece when you think somebody else is going to get it. So all these new baits are kind of in the defense mode at their natural standing. So if that fish is watching them from 10, 15 yards away, and all of a sudden that fish goes into defense mode, it's more likely to create a reaction strike, which is really what we want anyways.
Well, I want to tell you something about this. I can promise you, I can almost guarantee you, if you're sitting out there on the edge of the over on the state park side of the pass, and the outgoing tide is bringing the crabs out, I promise you can catch a big redfish with that.
Absolutely.
Because that's exactly what, I mean, those little crabs are floating out on outgoing tide, and those big old reds are just a perfect bait.
And these smaller ones right here, I know you can't see them today, they're too dark in the shadow. They're about the size of your thumb, so they're about an inch long, and these are going to be deadly on the flats.
Yeah.
You know, it's just absolutely. All right, keeping with Savage Gear, they have their 2 new shrimps out this year. Everybody's always like, oh, we had Savage Gear shrimps last year. Yeah, you sure did. These are their brand new ones. We had to wait for these to be made. You know, they're
a pretty color.
They're gorgeous colors. They're really good colors. They have really good action in the water. I know what a lot of y'all are thinking, I wish they were rigged backwards so we could pop them, you know, once again in that defense mechanism. At ICAST, they told me why they didn't do that, and it made sense, but I don't remember exactly why. One thing I do like about this right here has a jointed tail. Let's see if I can.
I can help answer that real quick. A lot of times the bait, the prey ambushes the bait, so it's just swimming normal.
Right.
Look at that, that's pretty.
We have a nice jointed tail here, so when this is working through the water, you can see how limp this is. Everybody's like, oh, it's limp. That means that puffer fish is going to pop it right off, because we have some massive puffer and lizard fish right now. This actually has I'm going to use the word Kevlar, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. There's some webbing in the back of this that makes this extremely durable right here, yet still allows a lot of that action. And with this weighted hook, when it lands, in theory, it's going to set up just like this right here.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you pop it, this tail pops around. So these are really good looking shrimps. This is the bigger size, and they also have the smaller size right here. We have all these at our 79 location only, not in St. Andrews, only at 79.
And Brad, again, we're talking about the technology year after year. That holding that tail on is a recent development in technology.
Absolutely.
It's really,
you know,
it's a big plus.
I didn't realize they had it until Egret makes basically this same bait. It's just a different name brand. We actually have Egret stuff on the way. We'll tell you more about that here in a few minutes. And they lost some tails, and the guys that were testing these for Egret that were here, they were really shocked they lost some tails. They said, y'all have the most fierce lizard fish we have ever seen. Yeah. We have lizard fish hitting top water in 4 and 5 foot of water right now. They are big and aggressive. And then we have, I lost a bait in the car. We have our custom Miridines. This is not our new color. These are our old standbys that we've had for close to a year now. We have silver broken glass here, gold broken glass here. This is a redfish killer. This is the bait right here we sold out of last year, and I was about 4 months getting it back. Then we still have our old trusty standby, the pink broken glass. Now we also have a purple broken glass with like a mullet back on it and a purple belly. It's in the floorboard of my truck. I guess. I thought it was on the counter here.
We'll find it. I'll show it one day next week.
Yeah.
All right, let's go and take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, so we've got all kind of stuff here. Well, how many Fridays we have left? We just looked.
Well, 8 Fridays from today is the last Friday before Christmas.
Okay.
So,
all right. So now it's official.
Maybe I'll come back next week and we'll do a Christmas show.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. This is our release reel that we I showed about a year ago, a new reel that we started selling. I've been fishing with this reel about a year now, and I absolutely love it. It's really small. We put it on a really lightweight rod, and it's a lightweight. It's a snapper reel. It's a grouper reel. New for this year is a new ball handle. It had the power handle on it. I really like this ball handle. You can just grab it and run. I don't know if you can see, the best part about this reel right here is it is made in Virginia. That's not Virginia, Uzbekistan, or Virginia, Taiwan. It's Virginia, United States of America. 100% of this reel, they get big stocks of aluminum in, and there's, I think, 6 or 8 guys. They run them through the CNC machines, and, you know, you can look on their Facebook page, and they'll actually have, hey, you know, here's a run of reels being made. Which, the beauty about that, one, it's all made in the United States, very small company. If something goes wrong with your lever drag here, you just call it up and, I'm making up a name, Phil, your lever drag's not working. What's going on, buddy? Well, okay, here we fix it. So you can actually talk to the guys that hand-built this reel. They can help you solve your problem. But what's a good thing about this, we've had a few of them fail, is you call them up and go, hey, what's going on? And they're like, what's going on is we're sending you a new reel. We're sorry. So they're just a great company.
Good deal.
So Release Reel, once again, our 79 location. All of our fishing tackle is at 79.
Okay.
This is the surf reel everybody has been waiting for. I cannot even begin to say the name. It is I can't even find it. It's the new Shimano surf reel. It's a very good reel, and what I want everybody to notice is as I reel, how slow the spool goes up and down. I don't even know if you can see it. I'm reeling relatively quickly here. What this does is it allows that line to go on the spool with very little crossover. This is the reel that they're pairing with a Shimano rod that we have in stock. They're getting easily 100, 125 yards for. If you push it with like a 3-ounce surf casting spoon or something, right at 200 yards. We haven't put it fully through its paces yet, so we can't say we've had that kind of success with it yet. I know that old West End Steve was surf fishing about a week ago, and his buddies, they were casting, they were having to wade out, that 20, 30 yards, and fishing right at sunset. It's cold. And he's up there high and dry, still out casting them with this combo.
Yeah.
So,
that's good.
Like I said, we have them in stock. Swing by, talk to Steve, big bearded guy. He'll love to talk to you about surf fishing, and just get his opinions on it. Like I said, we still haven't. They say you get 200, 250 yards, no problem out of it. We can't say that yet because we haven't done it, mainly because the fish weren't out that far.
I'm going to field test it too. I'll let you know also.
Everybody has a cell phone. This is a new dry case we're selling. What I like about this dry case is you can see on the picture right here, this little valve. There's a ball inside of this. Once you put your phone in here, you stick the ball in there and you squeeze all the air out. It's basically you vacuum seal your phone.
Okay.
So if it'll hold a vacuum seal, it'll keep water out. So that way you know that your case is good. A lot of these other bags, you put them in there, you flip all the cases, and you're like, I hope it works.
Yeah.
And another thing, you get the air pockets in the other dry bag, so when you're on your touchscreen phone, it won't quite touch. This vacuum seals it, and it's rock solid. Let you know what kind of fish you got. Everybody's used to the Boga grips. They're like $100 and something. For $21, you can have a Rapala 50-pound scales. I think these are 50 pounds. 15-pound scales.
Yeah.
You're like me, I never catch anything over 8 pounds.
It's not going to taste good if it's over 15
Yeah,
pounds.
exactly. So this is just a good little set of hand scales. And I actually grabbed the wrong one. I do believe we do have the Boga style ones at the shop. I grabbed the wrong package.
And the only reason you're going to need those bigger ones if you red fish with those bull reds, because everything else is going to be under 15 pounds.
Absolutely.
90% of stuff we catch.
Nothing worse than having soggy sandwich in a cooler. This is a new product called Cooler Webs.
That's a good idea.
It's a marine grade adhesive, a Velcro that'll put to the top of your cooler, so all your stuff, whatever you do, don't take a banana. Where is it? Don't take the banana on the boat with you. You won't catch fish. But he actually did that as a joke. The guy that designed these is an avid fisherman that's tired of his bologna sandwiches and his beef jerky being wet inside of his cooler. So this sticks up. We have these at both locations.
Great idea.
And this time of year, unfortunately, everybody starts thinking, oh, it's getting cold. We don't need to be kayaking anymore. So this is your easy rack. These bolt right to a stud. I know Stan and Holly Jones just got a pair of these, and they are blown away with the space they saved in their garage. We have these for kayaks, paddle boards. They're designed to go on a nice, fancy rack, but I was like, we're rednecks. Send us 2 long lag bolts, and we'll put them in studs, and that's what we've been doing. If you come to our St. Andrews location, we just merchandise an entire wall using these, and we're slowly changing all of our displays over out on Highway 79.
Great idea.
And real quick, I know we're out of time. If you want to learn how to work with baits like this, November the 3rd, we're having a fishing seminar with Jerry McBride. If you just Google Jerry McBride kayak angler, you will be blown away at the fish he catches, the quality of the pictures. I think he was the editor of Florida Sportsman's Magazine for a while. He's in all the publications. He still freelance writes for about any fishing magazine. They all beg him for his stuff. He just moved to Panama City because he loves our fishery.
Did he really?
He lives within paddling distance of the St. Andrews store. We see him on a daily basis. So he's going to be doing a seminar. If you go to sunjammers.com/seminar, you can get all the details.
Great.
And you do have to pre-register for this seminar because we're going to feed you dinner.
Oh, man, that's going to be a good deal. All right, so you got all this stuff at the 79 store, right?
Yep, everything's at the 79 store, the dry cases and the racks, and your Yeti Rambler cups. These are hard to get, so I don't even need to talk about it. This ice was in here last night. That's still in here. I put it in before I went to sleep last night.
Put some fresh. We got some fresh water if you want some.
Hey, yeah, there's no need.
Okay, look. All right, we're going to get ready for our famous Friday fishing forecast, but first let's go ahead and do our drawing for tarpon rock seafood. First one will be the $20, like we always do, and the second one will be the red snapper. We got the nicest email thank yous from so many folks, and we appreciate it. So, and we've added names weekly, and don't forget next week we'll give away some of our prizes. So that's a blank one there. All right, Brad, let's do the $20 one. And the winner is Crystal Melvin up there in Youngstown. October 24th, Crystal Melvin, $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Rock Seafood. Some folks spread all over the Panhandle.
This is our red snapper.
Red snapper, big red snapper.
Woo!
Big old.
Oh, get the small ones. They taste better.
Well, that's
kidding.
true. Rhonda Conrad on her second win of the year. Rhonda Conrad up there in the Sand Hills. Rhonda and Johnny Conrad, loyal viewers there. Oh, very good. All right, we're going to get set up for our famous Friday fishing forecast, but we'll take a final break and be right back. Welcome back to our famous Friday fishing forecast. And first of all, let's look at the weather. It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Gorgeous.
It's going to top off a great week and all. Let's start down in St. Joe Bay. I got a report yesterday morning from Captain Blair Morgan. It looks really good. Finally, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we're talking about it's sort of been slow in St. Joe Bay. Well, Blair said this past week it's taken off. There have been some good catches of trout and redfish here on the south end of St. Joe Bay, right down here below Black's Island on the south end in here. There have been some really good catches, according to Blair, right in here. Eagle Harbor over here is holding some flounder, and also up here at the canal, they've caught some nice flounder, and also you've seen the pictures this week on Panhandle Outdoors of some nice trout and redfish caught right up under the bridge. You can just walk out there and fish from the shore. You don't need a boat or anything. A kayak would be ideal, Brad. Seriously, you could launch a kayak right here on the west side and just paddle right out in here. That would be an ideal place. Okay, Mexico Beach, real quick. Let's cover Mitch Coleman. Is always good about sending in a good report. And it's Captain Mitch Coleman on the floor days. He's out there on almost a daily basis, so he's really sends in a good report. He said the water is 77 or 78 degrees, which is the same thing we have right here. Flounder are near shore, near the structure, and they're holding tight. But they're using live bait. Big red drums are in schools and following bait pods. And this time of year now, that fall run of those big reds. What they're doing, they're looking for birds, and what they're fishing with, they're just fishing gold spoons. We talk about this old standby, the gold spoons, and right, just casting right in those bait pods. And then whiting bite is really good on the beaches. And also got a report on Cape San Blas. They're starting to catch a few pompanos. So this is the beginning of the fall run for those pompano. I'm gonna try. I may have to skip school to get down there. But I'm gonna try it out, buddy.
Oh, don't tell anybody you're skipping school. I think you're getting sick, Coach.
All right, now let's go on over here to East Bay. East Bay's been producing good. On the tournaments that's been headquartered down at your place. Some of those boys have been brought in some good stuff.
Yeah, they're either fishing. They're like we were fishing in the water. I think the majority were fishing East Bay. Good big schools of redfish. They're kind of skittish. They kind of got lockjaw. I blame a lot of that with people what we call burning the flats. Looking for fish. It just spooks them and makes them not want to eat. So don't burn the flats. Do your homework and get out and wait.
It really does spook them, Ron. And it's a great situation though if you can and get on the pod and just stay away from them.
And then just long cast and pluck those fish back. Starting to get a few flounder reports close to the city marina at the end of Harrison Avenue. Starting to get a good flounder reports caught there. Around everybody says the boat launch. I don't know why they're fishing that side. I think they mean that bulkhead on that end.
Yeah.
But
and speaking of flounder, I talked to one of our FWC officers yesterday morning, and we were talking about flounder, and I get reports from those because they check people, then they have their cohorts or co-workers check people too, so they, that's a great source of fishing information. And the officer told me there's a lot of flounder out there, but they've never seen as many small flounder. And you said the other night
we went Monday, Tuesday night. We can't remember now, and I saw more 4, 5, 6 inch flounder than I've ever seen. I mean, we thought about scooping them up and putting them in an aquarium or something. I mean, they were just They were beautiful. We saw where some bigger fish were laying, but we didn't have luck. Of course, my old man goes the next night and he waxes them. So literally, if you go one night and they're not productive on a stretch of beach, don't write that beach off.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night could be totally different. Those fish are moving.
Yeah.
They're not home. You're catching those migratory fish.
You must have had a banana in your pocket or something when you went.
You know what? I did have banana bread.
Okay, listen now. Brad's right. It's going to be ideal tonight and tomorrow night for flounder. We just mentioned that on the show. Keep in mind too, the flounder. They're not quite out of pass yet, but they're going to start bunching up coming out of there. Mullet fishermen, a lot of silver mullet out. They're sort of having a search around for the big black mullet, but they're all finding some of them. The cast netters are getting some mullet up under the bridge. You can always tell they start congregating there under the bridges. So
yep.
That's always been a good sign.
And we do have Mississippi bull minnows at the 79 location, which are literally flounder candy.
You do have them?
Yes, we do have the Mississippi bull minnows, not the tiger minnows. These are the true bull minnows, a.k.a. flounder candy. It's worth the drive to 79, I promise you.
We're talking about East Bay. Let me go ahead and mention West Bay and North Bay because you did have some fish brought in from West Bay. And also, I had a picture this week of a young man, and I kid these people when that fishing time is at lunch to go out there and fish during lunch. This young man works up at Inland Haven and caught a redfish during lunch right offshore because it was at American Industries and caught. He went out to lunch. So it's serious. You can catch fish during lunch. Okay.
We have a lot of people grab a half dozen or dozen and a half shrimp, slide up to West Bay, fish just during lunch, and come back.
It's the same way in St. Andrew. If you're down there, fish right down below the store and all.
Yep.
Be ideal. The pier's been good. Flounder showing up on the pier. Got some good pictures, and that's one of my best sources. Some good pictures there, and I have a good report, but I'm gonna read it Monday. A good report from Niceville over there, Boggy Bayou and Choctawhatchee Bay. But we're about run out of time, Brad.
Apps.
And
like always.
We need an hour-long show, don't we?
We do.
Especially when you come on.
I talk too much. I try to talk fast.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Folks, thank you for watching Panhandle Outdoors. I want to thank God for these beautiful sunrises, and I want to thank you for watching Panhandle Outdoors and those hungry fish. See you later.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.